Right, CDL round 2. We've got the engine from Danny Wigan VAG Parts. That's arrived yesterday. I had to pick it up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the cam housing off. I'm going to attempt at the diffuser pulley bolt. See if we can get that off. Get a shot at socket. So what we need to do is we need to lock the cams up. Got a bridge, slots in the cams at TDC. We've got a couple missing there. Should crack off. There we go. So that's that off. I'm going to pop that to the side. The oil's already spilt. That's where we are. So, got the indents in the cams here. Locking pit bar over the top. So what we need to do is we need to turn that to TDC. So we need a 9mm 12 point. Which is not that one, that's 21. We don't need that one. We need this one. So, just going to turn this over to TDC. There's a mark on here. That button is notch here, as you can see there. That lines up with the mark there on the top. So pretty much there with them. So what we can do now is we can put the cam bridge in. That's basically this. As you can see. Line these out. This is the T10252. So this drops in like that. We just put these into the cam cover holes, screw holes. That holds that in place. That now immobilises the camshafts. So let's get the vac pump off, get the cam housing, chain housing off, and then we need to have a look at that diffuser pulley bolt. I have brought a drill just in case, because this is obviously round 2 and round 1 didn't go to plan. So we'll whip this off now. There's 3 bolts on here. The earthing bracket, what has the brackets for the wiring harness, bolts to there with a big black head T30. This is probably going to get loads of oil on out now. Will be easier once I get an engine stand. Obviously we're just cracking on with it at the minute. All rings stayed on. And you can see inside is the cam tappet lobe on the inlet cam. Let's just out. And what we need to do is take these off. That noise in the background is my bloody washing machine going off. Sunday after all, while the woman does all the cleaning. She'll kill me if she hasn't said that. Right, again, cam housing now. Just pop this off. Maybe some more ones out. Maybe not. A little bit. Again, you've got your control rings in here. So there's 3 control rings. As you can see there, that one's just broke touching it. So that they need changing anyway. So we will put new ones of them in. See how brittle they are. Just that one bit. Now there is the gauze in here as well, which looks to be intact. And there's our diffuser pulley. So, well, this is the diffuser pulley, and this is obviously your cam lobe to drive your fuel pump follower, tap it, whatever you want to call it. This looks like it's had a chain issue before, as you can see there. I don't know if you can get that on the camera. So just adjust it. As you can see there, got chain stretch score in there and the housing. The one I am using is off the other engine. It has been rebored out to have a EA888 follower roller conversion. So I will be using that housing. That does look like a fairly new housing though. Looks fairly clean. But yeah, there we go. So whether that's, we'll have a look when we get deeper and see if that pad's worn out. Look, I'm guessing that's from an earlier chain. Right, so now we need to attack this bolt. So what we want to do is, in there is a ribe nut, a screw bolt, and it needs a socket, which is this fella here. T480. You can see, right, that was in there. So it feels pretty slack, but I'm going to give that a go with a breaker bar, see how tight it actually is. So I'm just going to try and crack this now. One, two, three. Oh, there she goes, she's gone. That's what we like. That's what we like. Because they can be an absolute bastard. The last one, I did the decimal tenths method. I'm trying to drill it with a 12mm bolt and hammering a T60, I think it is in. That didn't work. The head of the bolt just kept shearing, rounding off every time I tried to crack it off. So what I did, if you ever get stuck, drill it with a 7mm drill bit and then a T45 long hex spline bit, Torx bit, sorry, T45 Torx, and then knock the bit into it and crack it off. As you can see, there's the diffuser bolt. So these are notorious for shearing off the ribe on there. So decimal 10 says 12mm on that. Smash a T60 into it and then crack it off. I had no luck with the last one I did, so I used the 7mm drill bit like I said previously, T45 long bit driver from a bit set, smashed it into it and then cracked it off, and jobs was good. The one thing I will mention is when you're drilling it out, the control galleries for the diffuser here, what the solenoid sends the pressure into, you don't want any swarf in here. So what I used was a rubber cap that came on I think it was a high pressure fuel pump on the end of it, and the follower, it's just a bit of rubber. Cut that out, and that fit nicely in there like so. So then we can drill in there, make sure no filings go in, and then easily remove it when we need to. Just a little tip for you. Yeah, that's the pulley off. So this can come tight, and then that's off. I should pin that ideally. I don't think I've got a pin with me, but we'll just leave it as is. So there we go. That's the cam diffuser off. As you can see there, there's the pin. So the pin was in the end of the cam, but should be in here. So it should sit inside the actual diffuser itself. And there. So now I'm going to get the head off. So that's that out. So got the chain tensioner left to remove. Yeah, then we'll get the cam cradle off. We'll take the timing belt off as well, because we're going to take the pulley off that camshaft. We can do that with the cam cradle locking tool. I'll just quickly whip this off. There's a gauze behind this as well. Get that off there. Just a bit of Loctite on that. Right, so there's the tensioner gauze there. Sometimes they do stick to the head. We'll be using a new tensioner anyway, so that can go in the bin. That get a new chain kit with tensioner. Then we'll get some oil just sweeping out there constantly. New bolt, new chain tensioner. Use the old diffuser. We'll give it a rock after, maybe strip down and see what's internally. Clean it all up. But let's get cracking with this head. So we need to get this timing side off. And we need to remove these lower bottom pulley bolts. There's 6. Sure. 10. Yeah, I'm 10. That should rock off. Tapping stick. That's that. and play ball. And we'll clean the crank up when we get this eventually off. There she goes. You can see quite a bit of rust in there. I'll get this timing cover off. When you've got them all. So there's the timing cover off. Chuck that in the box of bits. You can see crank pulley water pump, tensioner, idler roller. Need to get this off. That's what we'll do. We'll crack the tensioner off and get the bolt off, which is a 13mm. I'm going to get this 13 off now. Pull the belt off. Contech belt, decent brand belt. Right, I'm going to attempt this bolt now. The camshaft. So I just tried that with a ratchet, and this is just moving. I do not want to snap this, so give it a buzz. And there she is. Easy as that. And then again, get this pulley off now. So we've got the bolt out the cam pulley, but I need the puller. I've not brought the puller on to get the puller off. So we're just going to continue leaving the cams at TDC. And taking the head bolts out. They are a ride drive, and they are special tool number T170. Again, ride drive, whatever that size is in ride. we've got the cam locking tool removed. Just put these into here. We've also got the old cam out the other engine, which has got the roller conversion. So if you look here at the difference, you can see the difference in the lobes. Alright, so I'm going to get the head off, and then we use a brake bar and give it a shot. Let's see how we go. I always like to do these middle outwards tightening sequence in reverse. Steady this up a bit. One loose. One. Just going round. Right, so that's all the head bolts cracked off. Managed to get them all out past the camshaft indents. Did have to rock the cam slightly, just struggling to get them out. Didn't really have anything to come in the back, so just lots of flat blade screwdriver in the back, just a little bit of pressure just to allow them to come past. So this now should lift off. All the timing belts off, everything else is off. So we'll give it a lift and see what we get. Just get some rags down. So we'll probably do some oil that leaks out. So that should now lift off. Right, so and I've got the just the block left. As you can see, all standard pistons in this. That looks like a genuine head gasket, so it's never been off. They never tend to really fail on the EA113s. So the head, let's have a look underneath. Just give it a quick flip. This one gets stuck on it. There we go. So we've got inlet exhaust valves. Got one bolt still left in there. That's it in the camshaft. But yeah, this will be all stripped and then cleaned get it port polished, and then we'll see where we're at once that's done. Now that's the head off, and then we'll have a go at the block on the next video. I'm going to get the engine stand, I think. Get that on the engine stand, we'll get it flipped round. There is still oil in that as well, believe it or not, so you get it on the stand. We'll get it drained of oil, get the sump off, get the balance shaft module out, get all the pistons and con rods out, get the crank out, strip all the squirters out, and just basically strip that fully down, get it off to the machine shop, get that board out to 83mm, see what clearance is needed for the male motorsport pistons, and then we should be cracking to get this thing built. So yeah, until the next one, I'll leave it there.